Hey YouTube, it's Wes. I am talking to you guys from Amelia Island. I'm here this week on a business trip, and oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Look at all of these images. So excited to be here. Hey, one of the things I wanted to talk about in today's video is something I hear with Pi all the time. What's taking so long? A lot of people are losing faith. Some people are questioning what's going on. They feel like maybe with the ads in place, this whole thing is just like a money scam. Nothing's happening with it. There's no traction. We're not getting where we need to be. Well, in today's video, I've got good news for you. I'm going to cover my thoughts. I'm going to share from a software entrepreneur's perspective who's been in the shoes that the Pi core team is trying to go in. What takes so long in all of this? What the challenges are, and why I think it's okay that they're taking this much time. You want to hear more? You want to know my thoughts on this? All this and so much more coming right up. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If we've not met before, my name is Wes Spencer. Welcome to my channel. I'm different than a lot of other YouTubers in that I am a full-time practitioner of cybersecurity, and I am a startup exec, and I find myself often traveling now that the pandemic is pretty much over in my view. I've had a lot of business travel, and I'm just taking you guys with me wherever I go. One of the last times I took you with me was Austin, Texas, and here we are today in Amelia Island. We're in Florida, just north of Jacksonville, and let me tell you, my friends, it is beautiful out here, absolutely awesome. So hey, as we get started, one thing you could do for me that would go a long way, would you hit the subscribe button for me? Would you hit the like button, and definitely hit the bell icon? Keeps me in touch with you when I have new fresh content coming out. So what's taking the Pi core team so long? It seems like years are going by and we're not seeing anything being developed. Well, let's talk about the normal journey of a tech startup and how things work. So there's this idea of stealth, and oftentimes many companies, before they even are known publicly, they go into what's called stealth. Stealth mode is an opportunity for them to build a product, to get things running, to test things before they even market themselves, before they even have a name. In fact, most times when you have a company that's in stealth mode, they won't even tell you their real name. They'll go by a code name. As an example, one of the companies I co-founded, Perch Security, when we were in stealth mode, we called ourselves Prairie Fire. Why? It just was a good stealth name that protected ourselves from what our true name was going to become. And it's not only that, it's also this ability to stay kind of quiet, gives you the opportunity to build your company quietly without any other outside detractors or distractions. And the Pi core team really didn't do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. The difference is when you start a company without going in stealth mode first and you just start right from the beginning, everybody knows who you are. And everybody assumes, because they're used to when a company goes public and the first time you hear about a company, the product is on the way or it's really, really soon to be on the way. And that's been a challenge for them. And there's nothing wrong with them doing things the way they did it, because as I've said oftentimes in my videos covering Pi, they're doing some things that are very unique. They're the only crypto that I know that has built truly a market first with millions of users and then catching the technology up second. And that's a really interesting experiment to me, and I think has a lot of potential. But it causes its own challenges. And one of those is a lot of people sign in and get up and using Pi and they're excited about it. And they wonder, what the heck is happening? What's taking so long? Well, that's a huge indicator of what takes so long oftentimes. When a company doesn't go through stealth, we oftentimes think, what is taking so long? What is causing the delay and all of the significant time before we finally see this whole thing come to light? And that's been the challenge. That's the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Now, the second challenge is this: funding. So when you look at the background of Pi and you look through some of the documents that have been produced, if you know where to find some of these things, you'll find they actually did take what's called a seed funding round. They took a $500,000 funding round, and the reason they took that was they needed to get off the ground a little bit quicker. So what a seed round is all about is giving you the capability to, as you are growing your company, to say, hey, look, my ability to grow is being strapped or being hampered by the ability or my lack of ability to have funding to hire, to build infrastructure, to do all of these things. And so this is why startups go through funding rounds. Just as an example, with the company that I recently co-founded, Perch Security, we went through 3 funding rounds and over $12 million of funding. Why do we do that? What I just said, our ability to grow is going to be hampered by our early income. It gives you the capability to outgrow your own company's potential if you didn't have the funding. It just lets you grow so much quicker. So the Pi core team did that initially with a seed round, but they haven't raised since. And there are good things about that and there are challenges about that. So one of the things that happens when you raise funds is simply this: you lose some amount of control. So you trade equity for funding. And this is, if you've ever watched Shark Tank, for example, it's very close to reality of how these situations work. And so the Pi core team has decided, for their own reasons, that they're not going to take additional funding, at least not yet. That protects the equity that the core team has ownership in, but it also causes their growth to be a little bit slower. So the Pi core team is about 10 members right now, and not all are developers. So when you think about a platform that has, 18 million users that are active in it, but only 10 people developing the platform, things are going to be slow, my friends. It's not going to be as quick as paced as you might want. You compare this to a Coinbase with hundreds and hundreds of users, or Celsius with hundreds of users. These larger crypto projects that are well-funded and have a ton of resource behind them to build them. In fact, my company, Perch, that we built right before we were acquired, we were about 50 employees. And so we had the capacity and the capability to build very, very quickly because we had a much larger team. The core team doesn't have this with only 10 users. And so this is another aspect where you just have to be patient and understand some things take some time for the growth to occur. All right, number 3, startups take time. They really do. If you go look at the history of every startup that's been out there, at least successful ones, you know what you're gonna find? They take time. I would say the average of every startup from the inception of the company, going through stealth, going through multiple funding rounds, just to get to the point where it's a usable product, is 2 to 3 years. That's the amount of time it takes. Now, I want to be clear on this. Pi is no burn token. It's not one of those quick things that you just create, an ERC token you just copy and paste and you're off to the races. No, it's much more difficult than that. And so because of that, we have to be patient in the journey of the Pi platform itself. It takes time. We've seen progress. Remember that we have the testnet that's out there. We can actually transfer real transactions. It's with TestPi, but we see that it's working. To wrap around continuity behind all of that, to wrap around a marketplace and economy behind all of that, and all of the things that will make Pi easy for the user are coming. But we do need to make sure to understand when it comes to Pi, I would say it's not just being patient with the whole platform, it's understanding that they're bringing in a lot of new users that are new to cryptocurrency for the very first time. And so making sure things are smooth, easy to use, and very, very simple are really critical to the success of Pi. And so yes, they've taken a long time, but I would say that's part and parcel of what happens when you build a company. It just takes multiple years. Again, I can tell you from the companies I've built, you look at where we were in year 1 and year 2 to year 3 and 4, it is light years different, and it just takes time. And fourthly, I want to be as fair as I can in my criticism. One of the things I would like to see the Pi core team do a lot more of is just bring the community into what they're developing. So I talked about this a little bit before in the beginning of the video, but they're trying to do some new things, talking about things like the security of the platform, warning of how scams work and what you should and shouldn't know. Those things are so valuable in a cryptocurrency ecosystem that, as I just said, we're bringing new users in. But what I would love to see them do a little bit more of is, what are they building each week, each month? What is going on inside of it? We know from week to week, it can certainly be monotonous, and we may not see significant changes week in to week out, especially with a small team of like 10 or so on the core team. But we do know it would be good to see, at least within the month, what is being built? What is the focus? What is being accomplished? When we bring users into an ecosystem, we give them the capability to feel ownership. We give them the feeling of, whoa, I have a say in this, and I have the ability to see what's going on and can be early on something, which is such a powerful motive for the end users, those who are ultimately going to preach the mission of whatever it is that they are wanting to use out to the masses. And an easy way to do that is simply to get out word of, hey, here's what we're building. Let me show you a sneak peek. It's nowhere near ready for prime time, but this is what we're thinking. Here's in the chat app, we'd love for you to go in and give us your thoughts on what you think about what we're building. What do you think about its journey? Does it have a future? Does it have potential? Would you like to see us do something different? Just involving the community in the steps of the company is such a powerful way to really build as we're going through the company journey to build buy-in from our end users. And so if I have a critique, that's probably what it is. And I think the lack or the challenge of all four of these issues from the customer, the user side, is causing people to think it's taking them way too long, right? They should be so much further ahead than they are, but those are perceptions. And so hopefully this video clears some of that up for you and gives you an understanding of, from a startup practitioner's view, why things take time. And it's okay for the Pi team to take time, but having transparency into where they're going will help us buy additional time and be patient. I'd love to know what you guys think about this video specifically and just where you think Pi's journey is going. Give me some feedback on just your view on, will Pi be successful? What will it take in your view for it to be successful? And hey, while you're at it, would you do me a favor? We talked about this at the beginning of the video, but you can hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, definitely hit the like button. All of those things go a long way for yours truly in this channel. We're getting really close to 50,000 subscribers, guys. That is so awesome. And I have some new and exciting things coming your way just for you guys, my friends. Thank you guys so much. From Amelia Island, Florida to you guys, I will talk to you later. Thanks.